everybody. In today's video, I'm going over the cost of living update for 2024. So it's a new year. I'm going to give you a new update for the Sedona Verde Valley towns, and I'm going to throw in Flagstaff as well. And I'm going to do a couple of things. First, I'm going to provide you with the cost of living index for each of the towns in Verde Valley. Now, when I say Verde Valley, I'm talking about Sedona, Cottonwood, Cornville, Camp Verde, Clarkdale, and Rimrock, and I'm going to add Flagstaff because why not? I love Flagstaff and it's not that far away from us. So I'm going to do the cost of living index and the median home price and the median rental price for homes in each of these towns. Now, the median home price and the median rental price I'm getting from the Sedona Verde Valley Association Realtors and the Northern Arizona Association Realtors for Flagstaff. It is taken from a report I get from the title company, but those are the two sources. I want you to keep in mind that these are for single family homes, not apartments. So some of the rent numbers could be skewed because we don't have access in this report to apartment data. My name is Dickenson, and I am a realtor in Northern Arizona. So if you ever have a question about buying or selling a home in Arizona, if you go to the description below, you can get my phone number and my email, and you can contact me and I will get back to you. I'd be happy to talk to you. So I'm going to start out by telling you what this cost of living index is. This is something that I get from a website that I've subscribed to called bestplaces.net. It's actually a very informative website. It gives all sorts of information about towns all over the country, but it does require a subscription, so I'm not sure how much data you can get without a subscription. I do subscribe, so I get the cost of living numbers and other information about the towns. So this cost of living index, what it does is this company puts together an index, and the average for the United States is 100. So Joe America town is 100 cost of living index. And if you see something that say is at 120, that means the cost of living there is about 20% higher than the average town in the United States. And if you see it's 80, that means it's about 20% lower than the average town in the United States. You don't see that much in Arizona any more lower than the national average, but you do occasionally see that. There is one town in my list. And the numbers or the data that they use to develop this index includes rent or housing sales price. That's actually usually the biggest portion of everyone's budget, transportation, gas, groceries, utilities, childcare, healthcare. Those factors all go in to determine this cost of living index that I'm going to be sharing with you today for our 2024 cost of living update. So I'm going to begin in Sedona, Arizona. I live in Sedona, Arizona, so I do love it here, but I admit it's very expensive to live here. The cost of living index is 142, which means it's about 42% higher to live in Sedona than the average American town. And probably the biggest factor behind this is housing, because the median home price right now in January 2021 is $1.2 million for sale in the local MLS, and the median rent is pushing $3,995 per month. So now if you want to move to the other Verde Valley towns, the price gets to be a little bit more reasonable. For instance, in Cottonwood, the cost of living index is 103, which is pretty much on par with the national average, just a teeny tiny bit higher. The median list price on homes for sale, single family homes in Cottonwood, is $510,000, and the median rent is $2,400 in Cottonwood. Now moving to Clarkdale. Clarkdale is just a little bit west, maybe a little bit southwest of Cottonwood. The cost of living index there is 107, so again, just a little bit higher than the national average and a little bit higher than Cottonwood. Median home price there is $545,000, and the rent averages about $2,240 per month. Moving over to Cornville. Cornville, again, is very close to Cottonwood. It's kind of between Cottonwood and Sedona. Cost of living index a little higher at 114, so that puts it about 14% higher than the national average, but the median list price right now in Cornville is $650,000, and the median rent there is $2,500. So say now we want to go to Rimrock. If you go over the Interstate 17 to Rimrock, the cost of living index is a little bit higher at 98.2, so slightly below the national average, where the home price, the median home price, is $442,000, probably because there's a lot of manufactured homes in Rimrock that are being included in this number, and the average, or I should say the median rent in Rimrock, is $1,100 per month. If you're considering moving to Camp Verde, the cost of living index there is about 108, so slightly above national average. The median list price of homes for sale in Camp Verde right now is $622,000, and the median rent price is $1,795 a month, so almost $1,800. So that is Sedona and the Verde Valley towns. If you move over to Flagstaff, you're going to have a higher cost of living index of 118, although I do think that's a little bit underrepresented, and it might be because you've got a lot of rentals from college students because it's Northern Arizona University, but I could be wrong about that. I'm thinking the lower rent price is not reflective of what's accurate because we don't see all of the numbers on the MLS for the rentals. So keep that in mind, but the cost of living index for Flagstaff is 118, so again, above the national average of close to 20% higher, and the median list price for homes for sale in Flagstaff is $850,000. So if you see what I mean, it's still very expensive to buy a home in Flagstaff, and the median rent is listed at $2,500, but I think it could be higher than that if you concluded all of the data sources that aren't available for this particular report. So I'm going to go into a little detail of Sedona because that's where I live, so I can give you some of the other things to note. Like in Sedona, the house prices are very high and the rental prices are very high, but some of the things aren't that high. For example, gasoline, I think I paid $3.19 a gallon a couple of days ago, but I was in Phoenix a week ago and it was close to the same. So this is odd about gasoline prices in Sedona. Right now, they're about the same as they are in Phoenix, but maybe last year when they were going up and down, there was one point where it was $3.69 in Sedona per gallon and $4.99 in Phoenix. So it seems like Phoenix and other parts of the country fluctuate very wildly in the gas price, where Sedona doesn't move as much, and I couldn't explain where that is. But again, right now we're about on par with Phoenix, which is probably not much lower than the national average, if not right exactly on the national average. And the other thing that's super expensive in Sedona is groceries. When I go to the grocery store, if you wanted to buy, say, a ribeye steak, probably would cost you $20, $25, maybe $30 for a nice ribeye steak. And some of the other things, like a half gallon of ice cream, for instance, typically you're not going to get anything under $6.50 for a half a gallon unless it goes on sale. Sometimes you find something for $5.99, but you're usually not going to get anything super cheap unless it's on sale in the groceries when it comes to ice cream or meat or vegetables. So again, it's the home prices that make the cost of living in Sedona so high, and then also groceries are very high, and some of the other things, if you have like your lawn maintenance, for example, probably higher than if you had somebody in Phoenix. I know it's twice what I paid in Phoenix, but then again, I lived in Phoenix 5 years ago. It's probably gone up there too. So just keep those things in mind. I hope this is helpful to you if you're thinking of moving to Sedona, Verde Valley, or Flagstaff. I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea of what to expect on how much it costs to live here. My name is Dawn Dickenson. I'm a realtor in Northern Arizona, but I sell primarily in Sedona and Verde Valley, but also in Flagstaff and the Prescott area. If you ever have a question about buying or selling a home in Northern Arizona, feel free to give me a call, text, email, and I will get back to you. Also, the channel is Living in Northern Arizona, where I post videos every single week about living in the northern half of the state of Arizona. So if you enjoyed the video, please do me a favor and hit the thumbs up, like button. And if you find this helpful, also subscribe to the channel, because I give information about living in Northern Arizona every single week. And I hope to see you back here again next week.